Before I show you exactly what to do, I'm going to show you exactly what you might need.
However, with the conditioner, you're going to want to make sure you stick to the ends. Putting the heat on your wig as it's in the bag is going to help open up the cuticle.
It's just going to be a little bit more of a fluffy, blown out look. It needs a little bit of love. Maybe it's been through it and it just needs that extra bit of care. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Chiquel YouTube channel. My name is Amanda and today I'm going to show you guys how to wash and just generally care for your human hair wigs. But before I jump into it all, I'm going to remind you to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can learn even more about alternative hair. All right, so I know I talk a lot about synthetic wigs on my channel, but I also know that there are many people out there who are interested in human hair wigs, who wear human hair wigs, who love them, and women who are new to human hair wigs. So for you, I know it is really important to learn how to properly wash and care for these beautiful human hair wigs. I mean, human hair truly is an investment. It's a lot more expensive than synthetic wigs are, and as long as you take proper care of them, they're going to last you a long time. All right, now before I show you exactly what to do, I'm gonna show you exactly what you might need in order to care for your wig. So other than your human hair wig, of course, that's ready for a wash, you're gonna need some human hair products. I like to use Jon Renau's human hair products. This is the Jon Renau Argan Smooth Shampoo. And then I also like to use the #2 Nourish, which is the Jon Renau Argan Smooth Conditioner. Aside from those products, I'm also gonna be using a wig stand, a wide tooth comb, as well as a towel. Now, aside from those items, I'm also going to be showing you how to use a few more products with your human hair. So I'm also going to be using the Jon Renau Argan Smooth. It's an oil treatment mist. I'm also going to be showing you guys the Pure Repair Restoring Balm that Jon Renau has. So I'll show you guys what this is for and how we would use it. And I will also be using the Jon Renau Heat Treat Thermal Spray. And on top of all of that, you'll also need some kind of a blow dryer. I honestly don't use a blow dryer really, but what I do use is a hot air brush. This for some reason is what I grab for more often. And I also seem to have lost my blow dryer when I moved like a year ago and I've never gotten a new one. So I'm just gonna stick with my hot air brush, but a blow dryer is absolutely okay to use as well. All right, without further ado, let's hop to it. I'm gonna bring you down to my kitchen sink and I'm gonna do a little voiceover kind of as I go through everything so you can understand what I'm doing.
So throughout this whole process, you're going to want to be holding this as gently as you can, which is going to be at the top where your monofilament is, just sandwiched nicely between your thumb and the rest of your fingers. So the first step you're going to do before anything is detangle it. So grab a wide tooth comb and start detangling. Once your wig is completely detangled, get some lukewarm water and put your wig under that water, just making sure you get all of the strands wet and making sure all of the strands are going in the same direction. Now that my wig is completely wet, I'm going to take my Jon Renau Argan Smooth Shampoo, put a little bit in my hand, and just start working it through my wig. Now again, making sure all of the strands are moving in the same direction. I can work it in a little bit, but make sure you're not wringing it or scrubbing it too hard. Now once I've finished working it through my wig, I like to turn it inside out, taking a little bit of shampoo, putting it on that monofilament top, and just gently working it in there. Once I've finished, I'm going to take that lukewarm water again and run it through the wig, making sure to get all that shampoo rinsed out. Now to help get rid of some of that excess water, I'm going to start at the top of my wig and just gently squeeze as I work my way down, again making sure I'm not wringing it or scrubbing it at all. Up next, we are going to condition it. So I'm going to take my Jon Renau Argan Smooth Conditioner, put a little bit in my hands, and then start working it through my wig again. However, with the conditioner, you're going to want to make sure you stick to the ends and the body of the wig as opposed to working it through the roots. If you are putting too much conditioner at the roots, it could potentially loosen up the knots. Once you're done, you can let it sit on a towel for about 5 minutes to let all of that conditioner absorb. And once that's all finished, go ahead and rinse it all the way through again until that water runs clean. And then once again, we're going to get rid of some of that excess water by gently squeezing from the top of our wig and working our way down to the bottom.
Okay, so we've done the shampoo, we've done the conditioning, and usually you would go on to the drying process, which I will show you. However, about every 3 to 5 washes or so, or whenever you feel it necessary, I would recommend using Jon Renau's Pure Repair Restoring Balm, which is what I'm going to show you how to do now. So like I said, you're going to do this about every 3 to 5 washes or when you feel like it's necessary. So when it's feeling like extra dry, feeling extra tangly, just feeling like it needs that luster back to it, you're going to want to use this. So this is kind of like a deep conditioning in a way. So let me show you how we're going to go about that.
So after I've rinsed out the conditioner, I'm going to take the Pure Repair Restoring Balm, put a little bit in my hand, and start working it through just the ends and the body of my wig, just like we did for the conditioner, making sure you're not getting the roots. Once you've worked it in with your hands, you can take a wide tooth comb just to help direct all of the hair in the same direction and help detangle it just a little bit. Now, if you have a plastic shower cap, you can use that, but if not, you can use a Ziploc bag. So you're going to put your wig into that bag or your shower cap, close it up, and then you're going to take some heat from either a blow dryer or, like I'm using, a hot air brush. Putting the heat on your wig as it's in the bag is going to help open up the cuticle to help it absorb all of that restoring balm. Once you've applied heat for a few minutes, you can let your wig sit in that plastic bag for about 20 minutes as it absorbs all of that goodness. Once your 20 minutes is up, come back to your bag, take out your wig, and you know the drill. We're going to rinse it under lukewarm water, making sure the water runs clean, and then starting at the top of your wig, just gently squeeze all of that excess water out. Now, as an extra step in the drying process, I'm going to lay it on a clean towel and gently press that towel over the wig just to help it soak up some excess water. And now once we're all done that, we can go ahead and let it air dry on a wig stand.
Okay, you guys, it is the next day now actually, and I waited until my wig just completely air dried itself. So the most important thing is that you wait at least for your cap to dry. The only reason for that is because if you have it wet and you're stretching it over your head or stretching it over a canvas blockhead, it could stretch out your cap a bit and you don't necessarily want that. So I've waited completely until it is all 100% dry. Now that it is dry though, so you can see that this one in particular dried with a really sweet little subtle wave to it, which I kind of love. But of course, you don't need to keep it like that. You could actually style it with your blow dryer and with, you know, some heat to help it go where you want it to go, do what you want it to do. But here's what this one looks like, just freshly dried, and it's cute actually. But if you do want to actually style it, like I said, you can use a blow dryer, or like I mentioned earlier, I don't really use blow dryers. I like to use hot air brushes. I just find it easier to style with. Now, whenever you are going to be heat styling your human hair wigs, it's really important that you use a heat treatment. So I was mentioning earlier that I like to use Number 3, Jon Renau Heat Treat Thermal Spray. So again, since human hair truly is an investment, you just want to make sure you are protecting it as best you can at all times and in all ways you possibly can. So this can be used on dry hair or it can be used on wet hair. It's, you know, up to you. Whenever I use a blow dryer, I like to get my hair a little bit damp again. So after I've let my cap completely dry, usually the hair is pretty much dry by that point anyways, but what I like to do is I often spray it again with some water just to get it a little damp. I just feel like when I then use a blow dryer on it, it works better. So I'm just gonna do one side actually, and you can kind of see the difference. Okay, so I'm gonna get this a little bit wet with just water, and then, oops, gonna get my heat treat spray. I'm gonna spray throughout. Oh, I got some in my eye. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna work it through. Now, when you do use it on wet hair, it's nice to kind of just let it like settle in for a minute before you start using your heat and work it in to your hair. to make sure it gets as many places as it can. So now that we've done that, you can either take your blow dryer brush, hot air brush, whatever you want to call this, blow dryer, whatever you feel is going to work best for you, and you can start working on it. Whenever I just want to use like a hair straightener, I don't often get it wet again. I would just use the heat thermal spray and just go in with it dry. But like I said, I like to get mine a little bit wet whenever I use like my hot air brush. Okay, now that it's settled and it's worked in there, I'm just gonna start going through with my hot air brush and styling it a little bit. Okay guys, I am done that, and obviously on the side that I use my hot air brush, it's just gonna be a little bit more of a fluffy, blown out look, and this is the air dried side where it's just still a little bit more like, almost like a cute little boho wave. So the last step that I would suggest for you guys is making sure you use an oil, like a type of hair oil, on the ends of your human hair. That's because obviously this is not growing from our heads. It does not produce the same oils that we get from our scalp when we actually have our own hair growing out of our heads. So we need to help nourish this hair and make it so that it's not so dry and frizzy. So using an oil like this Jon Renau Argan Smooth Treatment Mist, this is gonna be an argan oil that I would suggest using just at the kind of the ends of your hair. I like to just spray some in my hands, even work it around and just use it from my fingers just at the ends to make sure those ends are nice and smooth and not so frizzy and dry feeling. So that's just gonna make it look a little bit more polished, a little bit more finished. Now, in terms of how often you're gonna wash your human hair wig, obviously you're not gonna wanna wash it every single day or even as often as you would wash your own hair. But I would suggest washing it probably every 6 to 8 wears, or if you're someone who wears it daily, probably once a week. And then remember, in terms of that Pure Repair restoring balm, you don't need to use this every single wash. I would just suggest using that every 3 to 5 washes. Maybe like once a month would be fine. Or if you're just feeling like it needs a little bit of love, maybe it's been through it and it just needs that extra bit of care. All right, you guys, that is all I have to share with you. If you have any more questions about this, please let me know below. I'm happy to help you out as best as I can. But with that, go ahead, have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.